Creative hands, making masterpieces. Carpets and rugs that are rich in color and history, with intricate designs using skills handed down for generations. Here in central India, one finds treasures being created by local villagers. Treasures that keep alive the richness of India's colorful heritage. Carpet making is part of that heritage, part also of daily village life. Amid all the activity and bustle, along with other traditional crafts and more basic daily work. Villages in this area around the town of Mirzapur have become the home of the carpet industry. It is located on the banks of the sacred river Ganges and stands between the famous twin holy cities of Varanasi and Allahabad. According to folklore, carpet making began in this area in the 16th century, when Persian weavers travelled here during the reign of one of India's greatest rulers, the Mughal Emperor Akbar. They passed their precious weaving skills onto the local people. And so began the weaving of Mirzapur's famous handmade quality carpets. Carpets that are Persian in genesis, Indian in essence, and international in their appeal. This is the home of Obeetee, India's leading carpet manufacturer.
In 1920, my great uncle, F.H. Oakley, came to Mirzapur and formed a partnership called Oakley Bowden Taylor for the manufacturing and the export of carpets from this area. This partnership later on became Obeetee Limited.
Hand-knotted carpets woven on vertical looms are the speciality of this area. They are usually made in a family's village home with 3 or 4 weavers sitting behind the loom. The weaver's fingers rapidly tie the tiny knots, one by one, around the vertical warp, with all the dexterity and precision of expert craftsmen. The finest carpets made by Obeetee have as many as 400 knots per square inch. So, a 9 by 12 foot carpet will have nearly 6.5 million knots. It can take 8 to 12 months for a group of villagers like this to weave, depending on the size and complexity of the design. Starting at the base of the loom, the weaver's creative hands build up the carpet, row by row, carefully following the design and hammering down the knots so that the weft of the weave is tight and the pattern evenly aligned. Obeetee provides the weavers with a copy of the design called a naksha and the necessary raw materials for the weaving.
The carpet industry is a very highly labor-intensive industry, and in Obeetee alone, we have about 25,000 artisans working on our carpets and daris. These artisans are located in 6 or 7 districts around Mirzapur.
ये क्वालिटी 1470 है, महीन 20 है, नाप इसका है 15 फीट बाई 20 फीट। लगभग 4 महीना एक काम हो चुका है, या 4 महीने से कुछ ज़्यादा होगा, और इसमें 10 आदमी काम करते हैं। क्वालिटी महीन है, इसलिए इसमें थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है, डिज़ाइन टेढ़ी है, उसमें देखना पड़ता है नक्शा में बार बार, और थोड़ा रंग भी ऐसा मिल जाते हैं, कुछ रंग से रंग लड़ते हैं उसमें, लेकिन हमको देखना है कि अगर रंग गड़बड़ भरा गया तो क्वालिटी ख़राब हो जाएगी।
A unique feature of Obeetee is that we deal with all our loom owners who engage the weavers, whether their own family members or weavers from nearby villages, to weave directly for the company. And in this way, Obeetee manages to have a direct relationship with the weavers, which is a much better way of working.
सन 25 से हमार पिता करत रहें, ओकरे पहले ओकरे बाद से हम गलीचा का कारोबार संभाले है सन 50 से। और वही ओबीटी के काम के से साहब 3 लाख 4 लाख का हम साल में काम करते थे। और लड़की लाई के सबका ब्याह दान किया, घर द्वार बनवा, खेत कियाई बनवा, यही सब किया साहब।
Bansi Raj belongs to a large network of thousands of weavers which are connected to the Obeetee factory situated on India's historic Grand Trunk Road. It is one of the largest and most modern carpet factories in the country, with about 1,000 workers who carry out a range of services in support of the weavers.
Obeetee has made every endeavor to stay at the top of the industry as far as product development is concerned. Also because this is a fashion-oriented industry, and fashions change and colors change from country to country and region to region. We have therefore a very large design department in the factory.
The busy design department is where the carpets are conceived. This is where Obeetee's competitive edge begins, with highly experienced designers working on life-size sheets of graph paper, producing the naksha that we saw on the weaver's loom. The designs range from the dignity of traditional motifs to more floral patterns.
सत्तर आदमी है डिज़ाइनर, और वो अलग अलग डिज़ाइन जैसे फ्लोरल है और मॉडर्न है और पर्शियन है, ज़्यादातर पर्शियन बनता है। तो इसमें हम देखते हैं कि कौन सा डिज़ाइनर किस किस्म के डिज़ाइन तैयार कर सकता है बेहतर तरीके से। हम उसी डिज़ाइनर को वो डिज़ाइन देते हैं जो उसको बनाने में महारत हासिल हो।
Some artists create their designs on a sheet of ordinary paper, using all the flair and skill that goes into the making of a fine painting. Alongside these traditional ways of working, Obeetee has revolutionized the design process by introducing advanced computer technology. This gives designers incredible flexibility, allowing them rapidly to change colors and contours, implementing in a few seconds the requests of customers that would otherwise take days to produce.
Along with all the modernization that has been done in Obeetee in recent years, we have acquired a state-of-the-art computer-aided designing system from NetGraphics in Holland, and we have several workstations and artists who are working on computers, and it is in this way that we have managed to stay right on the top of the product development activity in the industry.
Conceptualizing patterns, choosing color schemes, shades and combinations has all become a matter of mouse play, with each pixel on the screen corresponding to one knot in the carpet. These designers are not IT graduates. They are Obeetee's own artists who have transferred their traditional skills onto the computer screen, bringing together the old and the new. Several hundred designs are now stored on the computer software and can be called up at any time for printing. The basic ingredient in a top-quality carpet is wool. Here again, Obeetee is renowned because its wool comes from high-altitude regions of New Zealand, Argentina, Europe, and also the desert Indian state of Rajasthan. Different blends of yarn are carefully chosen based on continuous research and development to provide a variety of textures and effects. Obeetee has a color bank of nearly 2,000 shades of wool, samples of which are carefully marked and stored for easy reference. New color combinations are constantly developed to produce aesthetically pleasing variations. With so many variations, special experience and skills are needed to choose the right shades of color, which translate an artist's design into a luxury carpet. Obeetee's large range of color shades is only possible because the company has a modern and carefully controlled dyeing plant. Here, the basic colors of blues, reds and yellows are mixed with great precision. At the same time, the wool is treated to protect it from attack by moths and to ensure the fastness of the colors against chemicals, rubbing and bright light. Even the drying of the dyed wool has to be carried out with great precision. Sometimes the dyeing is done by traditional methods for small quantities. New color combinations are constantly developed to produce aesthetically pleasing variations. Obeetee has developed a multicolored process to dye one hank of wool in 2 or more colors. Now that the wool is ready for use, it is collected, checked for quality, weighed and bagged. It is then dispatched to a network of depots which issue it to the villagers. Obeetee's computerized management information system keeps track of the various processes. All the 15,000 weavers are listed here. When the naksha is ready, an Obeetee executive checks the computer lists and chooses the weaver who will be best suited to make the carpet. While the hand-knotted carpets are woven in village homes, tufted carpets and daris are produced in towns like Mirzapur. First, a trace of the tufted design is transferred onto the basic fabric, which is stretched across a vertical steel frame. The weaving is carried out with a tufting gun, which inserts wool into the fabric, providing significant work for women. This is done at a much faster rate than is possible with the hand-knotted carpets. The designs are also often less intricate and tend to be more modern, though traditional motifs are also used. Brightly colored daris and kilims with their traditional design are another popular product of the Obeetee. After the initial checking at the factory, carpets are sent back to villages for the picturesque ritual of washing. Here they acquire the finish that gives them special appeal. For example, herbal washing is used to produce a muted effect, while antique washing gives the carpet a well-worn look.
तो कोई-कोई केमिकल ऐसा है जो कि बहुत हार्ड होता है, ज़्यादा हो जाने पर गलीचा खराब हो जाता है और कम हो जाने पर उसकी धुलाई अच्छी नहीं होती, तो यही मुश्किलें हम लोगों के सामने आती हैं। हम लोग विशेष तौर पर अपने अच्छे आदमी, ट्रेंड आदमी रखे हुए हैं, हम लोग खुद खड़े होकर उसको सर्व करते हैं कि कारपेट खराब ना हो, उसकी धुलाई अच्छी से अच्छी हो।
Once the carpet has been thoroughly soaked with water and chemicals, an army of washermen take over the carpet. Marching up and down with long wooden paddles, they sweep across the carpets, cleaning away all the dirt and chemicals. It may not look a very scientific or gentle way to treat such quality products, but it involves great expertise, as sensitive chemicals and techniques are used to give each carpet a distinct look. Finally, revealing the beauty of the original colors. It's back to the road again as the carpets make their journey to Obeetee's factory for the final processing. Close relationships have developed between Obeetee's staff at the factory and the villagers. This benefits everyone and helps to ensure the quality of the finished product. Throughout the making of a carpet, different teams of experts perform essential roles. After checking the edges of the carpets, they are clipped to remove excess material and are securely bound. Now the carpets have reached their final stages of the process. Here are two more highly skilled crafts: clipping to make the surface of the pile flat and even, and sorting the strands of wool to enhance the clarity of the design by separating the motifs and colors. Tufted carpets also go through the process of clipping and sorting to give them a better look. Because the tufting production process is simpler and faster, the carpets are cheaper than the hand-knotted variety and are in great demand. Obeetee has sold over 200,000 square yards of just one design called Bijar. Tufted carpets are finished with a thick latex coating, which gives them a strong backing. Drying in large capacity chambers completes the process. Obeetee has grown to become India's largest manufacturer of hand-knotted and tufted carpets, with a vast array of designs, colors and sizes. It has won several awards for production excellence and exports that reflect its close focus on quality. It was the first hand-knotted carpet manufacturer in the world to qualify for the key distinction of ISO 9001. More than 30 years ago, Obeetee was the world's first producer of hand-knotted carpets to become a licensee of the wool mark, and why in 1997 it was the first company to become a brand partner of the Wool of New Zealand mark.
Obeetee has always specialized in putting quality of production at the top of the list of its priorities. Also having a very strong product line. This is not normal in the carpet industry, and in this way we could say that Obeetee is fairly unique and has always been a market leader.
The final inspection before the carpet is dispatched to the buyer is the most critical. No flaw, however small, is allowed to escape attention. Traditional skills, kept alive for centuries in rural India, have been combined by Obeetee with modern computer and other techniques to produce carpets of elegant designs, rich colors, and consistent quality, enhancing the interiors of homes, hotels, and palaces across the world, from India to Europe and America.